Before I share my thoughts for today, just a reminder that digital Dharma is out. This is a user's guide on how to use AI to elevate spiritual intelligence and personal well being. And you can also engage with me on an ongoing basis by conversing with my digital twin, digitaldeepak.ai. Once again, digitaldeepak.ai. So, a few days ago, I posted an opinion on one of my social media on the anger and the cyberbullying and the conflict and the drama that we're now seeing in our political landscape before the election. And people were so upset by my even mentioning it that in 1 hour, 2 hours, I lost like 9,000 followers on Instagram, which ultimately I realized were people who didn't even belong in that ecosystem. But I felt bad. So today I want to address the fact that all the melodrama, the conflict, the hurt, the abuse that we experience in our personal relationships and on social media and even national conflicts are driven by the imaginary fictional character that we call our ego on the collective dreamscape. And the only way to obtain freedom from suffering is to observe the whole process with detachment, compassion, and understanding. This is the value of witnessing awareness. The highest intelligence is to observe oneself and others without judging themselves. And this automatically happens when we take a stand as the witness and the witnessing awareness to all that happens. Freedom from suffering, both personal and collective, is possible. We just need to understand that the dynamics of suffering that comes from being attached to evanescent experiences, recoiling from evanescent experiences, being attached to evanescent experiences, identifying with this fictional character that we call the ego, which causes suffering, and not knowing our true identity as non-local awareness. Even the fear of death comes from false identity. So witnessing awareness plays a crucial role in achieving freedom from suffering by allowing us to observe our thoughts, emotions, and experiences without attachment or judgment. This state of awareness is the witness consciousness or pure awareness, which serves as an impartial observer of the mind's fluctuations, such as thoughts, emotions, and sensations. When we cultivate witnessing awareness, we develop the ability to detach from our personal narratives and ego-driven identities. This detachment allows us to recognize that our thoughts and emotions are transient and do not define our true self. By observing these mental activities without being entangled in them, we can experience a sense of peace and equanimity, even amongst suffering. By the way, this is also called karma. Karma is being attached to these narratives, which are provisional. In the context of suffering, witnessing awareness allows us to acknowledge pain and distress without being overwhelmed by it. This process involves recognizing the narrative, the stories we create around our experiences, and understanding that these are just constructs of the mind. By doing so, we can maintain a sense of inner calm and avoid being consumed by negative emotions. Moreover, witnessing awareness is aligned with the concept of non-duality, where the observer and the observed are seen as one. This perspective allows us to dissolve the boundaries between self and experiences, leading to a deeper understanding of our true nature as non-local consciousness. This realization can bring about a profound sense of freedom from the suffering that arises from ego identification and attachment to transient experiences. Witnessing awareness provides a pathway to freedom from suffering by fostering a mindset of detachment, compassion, and understanding. It encourages us to observe the inner and outer worlds with neutrality, allowing us to transcend the limitations of ego and connect with that deeper awareness. And the practices that always come um, uh, eh, always are useful are meditation and mindfulness practices, yoga and body awareness, non-judgment awareness of sensations, images, feelings, and thoughts, cultivating inner silence. Practices like antarmona, inner silence, can enhance awareness by focusing on sensory experiences and spontaneous thoughts. This practice involves actively creating and releasing thoughts, promoting a heightened sense of awareness and detachment. Also, creating space for reflection, allowing time for reflection, and creating a spacious environment can support the development of the witnessing attitude. And of course, focusing on presence in the moment, and acknowledging what is happening without trying to change it is essential. So there are many techniques, as you now know: Vipassana meditation, witness meditation, antarmona, breath awareness, mantra meditation, body scan, open monitoring, which means maintaining an open, non-reactive awareness of whatever arises in consciousness without focusing on any particular object, and self-inquiry. Who am I? What do I want? What is my purpose? And what am I grateful for? So we're in the midst of a lot of conflict in the world, personal, in our relationships, in our social interactions, in our political interactions, and even as nations with egos. I hope this is helpful. We need this kind of awakening to alleviate our collective suffering and personal suffering, because collective suffering is the cumulation of personal suffering, and we have to start with ourselves. Let me know if this is useful to you.